विष्णु गुरुर्देवो महेश्वरा गुरुः साक्षात् परं ब्रह्मा तस्मै श्री गुरुवे नमः. We are all going to tell stories. The students of Udaya are going to read stories for you. Not everybody has a phone. Few of us who have phone are going to read stories. Hope you will enjoy it. Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Prachi. My story name is The Beggar's Circus Trip. A beggar was sitting on the station with a bowl filled with pencils. A young businessman passed by and he put 50 rupees in the bowl. But he did not take a pencil. After that, he sat in the train. The door of the compartment was about to close. Then the officer suddenly ran to the beggar and picked up a pencil and said, I will take some pencils. The cost of these pencils is, finally, you are a businessman and I am also. Then the young man got up and ran fast in the train. A few years later, the businessman went to a party. The beggar was also present there. The beggar saw that businessman and he went to him and said, you probably not recognizing me, but I recognize you. After that, he mentioned the incident that happened to him. The businessman said, but to remind you, I'm remembering you were begging. But what are you doing here in the suit and tie? The beggar replied, you probably do not know what you did for me that day. Instead of being kind to me, I came to you to treat you with respect. You raised a pencil with a bowl and said, they are worth. After all, you are a businessman and I am also. After you go, I have a lot of job. What am I doing here? Why am I begging? So I decided to do some good work to decorate my life. I picked up my bag and started selling pencils. Then gradually my business grew. So I started selling copybooks and other things. Today I am the biggest wholesaler of these things in the entire state. Thank you very much for returning my honor to me. Because that event changed my life today. Friends, what do you think about yourself? Does you express yourself for yourself? Do you understand yourself properly? All these things which we call indirectly are self-respect. Thank you. Today I am going to recite a story to all of you. My story name is Coin for Someone Needy. Once upon a time lived a sage who used to go from one place to another. Once he was passing through a street of capital city of a kingdom. On his way he found a coin on side of road. Sage picked it up and kept it. Sage used to live a simple and humble life and had no use of that coin. So he thought of giving it to someone in need. He roamed through kingdom whole day, but did not find even a single person who seemed unsatisfied or need of money. At night, he reached the rest area and spent his night. Next morning, he woke up and was doing his daily activities. King, who was passing by that rest area, saw him and ordered his soldiers, go, stop him. King went to the sage and said, I'm going on war to win over another state, so that my kingdom can be expanded. Please bless me to be victorious. Sage took out the coin he was holding on and gave it to the king. King was confused at the act of Sage and questioned, why did you give me this? What meaning of this? Sage smiled and replied, oh great king, yesterday morning while I was strolling in capital city, I found this coin on side of road. Whole day I walked around meeting people in the city, but with whomever I communicated, they all found that they are living happily and seem satisfied with whatever they have. That's why I still have this coin. Today, when king of this kingdom is going for war because of desire to gain more and not satisfied with what he already has, so I felt like person who needs this coin most is you. King of kingdom is served. That's why I give it to you. King realizes his mistake and he thanks Sage for his precious life lesson and decided not to go on war. Moral of the story is we all desire to have more, but because of that we waste chance of enjoying what we already have. In order to live a happy and healthy life, we should learn to be happy with what we have. Thank you.
Hello everyone. Today I am going to read a story. My story name is The Bear and Two Friends. So let's start it. One day, two best friends were walking on a lonely and dangerous path through a jungle. As the sun began to set, they grew afraid, but held on to each other. Suddenly, they saw a bear in the path. One of the boys ran to the nearest tree and climbed it in a jiffy. The other boy did not know how to climb the tree by himself, so he lay on the ground pretending to be dead. The bear approached the boy on the ground and sniffed around his head. After appearing to whisper something in the boy's ear, the bear went on its way. The boy on the tree climbed down and asked his friend what the bear had whispered in his ear. He replied, "Do not trust friends who do not care for you." Moral of the story is, a friend in need is a friend indeed. Thank you. Hello everyone. Today I am going to read a story. That story name is Magical Handkerchief. This story is about a boy who do not want to study, only he likes playing, and he believes in magic things. He always wants magical things that could make him top in class and without any effort. So let's start the story. You will get some moral from this story. Arun used to live with his mother and father. He was very weak in study. His mother and father used to be very worried for him. One day, Arun's mother was coming home from the temple. When she reached home, she saw that Arun was still playing. His mother shouted him and asked that, "You does not want to study?" "Mom, let me play a little more. I will read after playing." Then his mother said that, "Go to the temple, bring holy offerings to the temple." Arun thought that it was good. I would avoid studying. When he was just coming back from the temple with the holy offerings, when a sage stopped him and said that, "Can you help me?" The sage asked. Arun stammering and said, "Yes, what to do?" The sage said that, "You can give me some money." Arun said that, "I don't have money." The sage said, "You are lying. You have some money in your right pocket." Arun was surprised. Arun asked the sage, "How did you know that I have money?" Arun then asked the sage. Then the sage told him that he had a magical handkerchief from which he could know everything. Then Arun asked, "Can it make me faster and study?" The sage replied, "Yes, why not?" Arun asked for a handkerchief. "Sage, please give me a magical handkerchief so that I can become the faster in studies." The sage said, "By keeping this magical handkerchief on your book for 2 hours, you have to read it diligently. If you do this every day, then you will be the faster in studies." Saying that, the sage gave Arun a magical handkerchief. Because of that, Arun used to read every day, with putting magical handkerchief under his book every day for 2 hours. His mother was very happy to see all this because she was thinking that Arun, who was afraid to reading, now he is studying 2 hours every day. Finally, the day came when Arun came top in his class. Arun thought that it all happened because of magical handkerchief. His parents was very happy. Then Arun thought that he would say thanks to the sage who gave him the magical handkerchief. When he met the sage told him whole truth, that it was not a magical handkerchief, it was normal handkerchief. If he has to study like this for 2 hours every day, then Arun is sure to top in his class. Now Arun understood that it was not a magic handkerchief, but his hard work that made him top in class. Thank you.
Hello friends, my story name is The Proud Rose. Once upon a time there was a beautiful rose plant in a garden. A rose flower on the plant was proud of its beauty. However, it was disappointed that it was growing next to an ugly cactus. Every day, the rose would insult the cactus about its look. But the cactus stayed quiet. All the other plants in a garden tried to stop the rose from bullying the cactus. But the rose was too swayed by its own beauty to listen to anyone. On summer, a well in a garden dried up and there was no water for plants. The rose saw a sparrow dip its beak into the cactus for some water. The rose felt ashamed by having made fun for the cactus and they both become friends. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Asman and I'm going to read a story. My story name is An Old Man Lived in the Village. An old man lived in the village. He was one of the most unfortunate person in the world. The whole village was tired of him. He was always gloomy. He continuously complained and was always in a bad mood. The longer he lived, the more vile he was becoming, and the more poisonous were his words. People avoided him because his misfortune became contagious, and it was even unnatural and insulting to be happy next to him. He created the feeling of unhappiness in others. But one day, when he turned 80 years old, an incredible thing happened. Instantly, everyone started hearing the rumor. An old man is happy today. He doesn't complain about anything, smiles, and even his face is fenced up. The whole village gathered together. The old man was asked, "What happened to you?" "Nothing special. 80 years I have been chasing happiness, and it was useless. And then I decided to live without happiness and just enjoy life. That's why I'm happy now." An old man. Moral of the story: don't chase happiness. Just enjoy your life. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, I am here to telling a story. A glass of milk. Once there was a poor boy who made a living by selling various objects from door to door. This was the way he earned money to pay for his school. One day, as he was walking from house to house as usual, he felt very hungry and weak. He felt that he couldn't walk even a few steps. He knocked on the door and was stunned to see a beautiful young girl. "Open the door." With much hesitation, he asked the girl understood his condition and offered him a huge glass of milk. With an astonished look, the boy drank the milk very slowly. "How much do I owe you for this milk?" he asked her. The girl replied, "I do not want any more money for this."
Hello everyone, I am telling a story. Story name is The Mango Tree. We like to visit Grandma's village. Grandma has a big mango tree in her garden. Many birds came there. I like to hide and seek in the mango tree. Father looks for me near the well. Mother looks for me near the cow shed. But no one can find me. Oh no! At last Grandma's dog found me. Now I have to climb down. Grandma give me a big hug. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am going to tell you a story. My story name is The Lion and the Rabbit. Once there was a lion who used to kill 2-3 animals in his daily meal. All the animals went to the lion and said that daily one of them will come to him for his meal. So the lion was agreed. And this started going for many days. One day it was Rabbit's turn. When he was on his way, he saw a well. Now he plans to kill the lion and save himself. He went to the lion and told him that there is another lion who is more powerful than him. Then the lion asked the rabbit to take him to that lion. The rabbit takes him to the well and said, "He lives here." When the lion looked into the well, he saw his own reflection and jumped into the water and dies. The moral of the story is wisdom wins myth. Thank you.
Today I will tell you a story. Our story name is The True Friends. Once there were two friends, a squirrel and puppy. They used to live and play together. The squirrel was very smart and active and always used to win the game. The puppy would always feel bad and sad. One day there was heavy rain and the squirrel slept, then fell under rainwater, and he called his friend Puppy for help. The puppy came to rescue. The squirrel sat on his back and went happily to their place. Moral of the story: to help friends in need. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I am Ravya. Today I will tell you a story. So my story topic is the meaning of truth wealth. There was a girl whose family was very wealthy. One day her father took her on a trip to the country where he aimed to show his daughter how poor people live. So they arrived at a farm, a very poor family. They spent several days there. On their return, the father asked her daughter about the trip. Did she like the trip? Oh, it's great, Dad, the girl replied. Did you notice how poor people live? The father asked to the daughter. Yee, I did, said the daughter. The father asked his daughter to tell in more detail about her impressions from their trip. Will we have only one dog? And they have 4 of them. In our garden there is a pool while they have a river that has no end. We have got expensive lanterns, but they have stars above their heads. At night we have the patio and they have the wild horizon. The daughter replied in delight. She further added, we have only a small piece of land while they have the endless fields. We buy food but they grow it. We have a high fence for protection our property, but they don't need it as their friends protect them. The father was stunned. He could not say a word. Then the girl added, "Thank you, Dad, for letting me see how poor people are there." This story shows that truth wealth is a very as happiness not measured by material things. Love, friendship and freedom are far more valuable. So thank you for my stories.
There lived a boy named Ronnie in village. He was very happy with his family, but his happiness could not last for long. Ronnie and his fellow villagers faced a severe drought. They desperately waited for rain, but with no luck. All the crop land and even trees dried up. The cattle started drying. As there was no rain, the stream was drying up slowly. One night during the meet with the villagers, Ronnie said, "Friends, we all have heard tales from our grandparents about an underground river flowing through our villages. Why do not do dig and see?" The villagers agreed and started digging the dung for some days, but gave up soon. However, Ronnie kept digging. When people told him to give up, he said, "God is helping."
Everyone, my story name is The Classroom and the Train. No one had arrived yet. When Tutu-chan got to the door of the railroad car, the headmaster had told her would be her classroom. It was an old-fashioned car, one that still had a door handle on the outside. You took hold of the handle with both hands and slide the door to the right. Tutu-chan's heart was beating fast with excitement as she peeped inside. Oh, studying here would be like going on a perpetual journey. The windows still had baggage racks above them. The only difference was that there was a blackboard at the front of the car
and the lengthwise seats had been replaced by school desks and chairs, all facing forward. The hand straps had gone too, but everything else had been left just as it was. Tutu Chan went in and sat down at someone's desk. The wooden chairs resembled those at the other school, but they were so much more comfortable. She could sit on them all day. Tutu Chan was so happy and liked the school so much. She made a firm decision to come to school every day and never take any holiday. Tutu Chan looked out of the door. She knew the train was stationary. But was it because the flowers and trees in the school grounds were swaying slightly in the breeze? It seemed to be moving. I am so happy, she finally said out loud. Then she pressed her face against the window and made up a song just as she always did whenever she was happy. I am so happy am I. Why am I happy? Because just at that moment, someone got on. It was a girl. She took her notebook and pencil box out of her school bag and put them on her desk. Then she stood on tiptoe and put the bag on the rack. She put her shoe bag up there too. Tutu Chan stopped singing and quickly did the same. After that, the boy got on. He stood at the door and threw his bag on the baggage rack as if he were playing basketball. It bounced off and fell on the floor. Bad shot, said the boy, taking aim again from the same place. This time it stayed on. Nice shot, he shouted, followed by no bad shot, as he scrambled onto the desk and opened his bag to get out his notebook and pencil box. His failure to do this first eventually made it count as a miss. Eventually, there were 9 pupils in the car. They comprised the first grade at Tomai Gokien. They would all be traveling together on the same train. Going to school in a railroad car seemed usual enough, but the sitting arrangements turned out to be usual too. At the other school, each pupil was assigned a specific desk, but here they were allowed to sit anywhere they liked at any time. After a lot of thought and a good look around, Tutu Chan decided to sit next to the girl who had come after her that morning. Thank you.
Asking the way. Rohit. To a man, excuse me, could you tell me the way of Express building, please? Man, yes, go straight, take the first left turn and keep walking. You will reach Bahadur Shah Safar Road. The express building is on that road. Rohit, thank you. Rohit, to a lady. Excuse me, madam. From where can I get a bus to Connaught Place? Lady, from that bus stop near the bridge. Rohit, thank you. Rohit, to the conductor. Is this bus going to Jantar Mantar? Conductor, yes. Rohit, to a man, would you please tell me when we reach Jantar Mantar? Man, yes, I will.
Rohit, can I catch a bus to Shalimar Bagh from there, man? Yes, easily after some time. This is Jantar Mantar. Rohit, thank you. Rohit, to the conductor, is this bus going to Shalimar Bagh? Conductor, yes, come in. Rohit, to a man, excuse me, which side is Dizu colony? Man, sorry, I don't know. Rohit, to a shopkeeper, how to reach Dizu colony, please? Shopkeeper, go straight after some time. You will see a big iron gate on the left side. Go inside. That is Dizu colony. Rohit, thank you so much.
My name is Nargis. My story title is The Wise Man. I'm going to start. People have been coming to the wise man complaining about the same problems every time. One day he told them a joke and everyone roared in laughter. After a couple of minutes he told them the same joke and only a few of them smiled. Then he told the same joke for the third time. No one laughed anymore. You cannot laugh at the same joke over and over. So why are you always crying about same problems? Moral of the story: worrying will not solve your problems. It will just waste your time and energy. Thank you.
Hello friends, my name is Fatima. My story name is Hide and Seek. Dudu play hide and seek with his mom. He finds 7 baskets, 6 vases, 5 shuttlecocks, 4 pans of pears, 3 musical instruments, 2 hands, 1 mom. Thank you.
My story name is A Farmer and His Wife. A farmer said to his wife, "You are lazy. You work slowly and lethargically. You waste your time." The wife was angry at the words of her husband. She said to her husband, "You are wrong. Stay at home tomorrow. I will go to field. I will do your work there. Will you do my work at home here?" The farmer said happily, "Very well. I will do your work back at home." The wife said, "Milk the cow, feed the pigs, waste the utensils, take care of our hen, spin the yarn." The woman went to his field. The farmer stayed back at home. He took a vessel and went to the cow milk it. He tried to milk the cow. He received a good kick. He then went to the pig sty. He hit his head against the beam. He went to feed the hen. He forgot to spin. The wife returned from the field when it turned evening. The farmer hung down his head in shame. Thereafter he did not find fault with his wife. They lived happily together for a long time. Thank you.
My story title is The Lion and the Cows. Once upon a time there lived 4 cows in the forest. Every day they used to graze together in a particular stop. They were all friends. One day a lion saw the cows grazing together. The lion wanted to eat them, so he wanted to catch them. When cows saw the lion, all of them forget with him. The lion had to run away. A few days passed and the cows quarreled between themselves and started grazing. One by one, the lion killed all of them. Thank you.
My name is Meenakshi. I am a student of Nitya. My story name is Alice in Wonderland. One day, Alice was lying under a tree listening to her sister reading a story. Suddenly she saw a white rabbit scamper by. He had pink eyes and was wearing blue coat. He took out a pink watch from his waistcoat pocket and as he hurried away, he said, "Oh dear, I will be too late." She thought there was something very difficult about this rabbit. It could talk, wore a red waistcoat, and it carried a watch. Alice wondered, "A talking rabbit? A rabbit who wears a waistcoat?" Alice was drink with Christy, and she followed the white rabbit. The rabbit running, and Alice followed the rabbit. The rabbit suddenly popped down and large rabbit hole. Alice jumped into the rabbit hole too. The rabbit went down and down and down and down into the rabbit hole. Alice said aloud, "There I am! How many miles down have I fallen? I must be getting somewhere near the center of the earth." She wondered, "Will I slip through the earth to the other side?" Alice landed on a pile of dry leaves. She looked around quickly and suddenly saw the white rabbit. It despaired, saying, "Oh, my ears and whiskers, how late it's getting." Alice stood up and saw a small door about 15 inches high. It was too small for her to go through. She saw a glass table with a golden key on it. She tied the little golden key in the clock, and to her delight, it fitted. Alice opened the door and looked into the loveliest garden she had ever seen. How she longed to be among those beds of bright flowers and those cooling fountains. But she could not even get her head through the doorway. "Oh, I wish I could be coming smaller," she exclaimed loudly. Adapt from Alice in Wonderland by Lewis Carroll. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Shakshi. I am going to tell you a story. My story name is Going to Buy a Book. One day, grandfather gave my brother and me some money. "Go and buy books," he said. We were both very happy. We both loved to read. Should we go now? Should we go later? Should we go today? Should we go tomorrow? We decided to go right now. Should we go to the big market? Should we go to the small shop? Should we go with somebody? Should we go alone? We decided to go to the small shop, just the two of us. We like the small bookshop. It is small, but it has many books. The man in the shop likes us. He always helps us. Should I buy a book with a lot of pictures? Should I buy a book with a lot of stories? Should I buy a thin book? I could not decide it. We did not know which book to buy. The man in the shop smiled at us. "Relax, come with me," he said. "These books are about animals. Those are about magicians. Those over there are about words. Think what you want." I picked some book. My brother picked some book. I sat on the floor. He sat on the chair, and we read and we read and we read. It was very quiet. There was no sound. An hour passed. 2 hours passed. Finally, we knew
which books to buy. The man in the bookshop smiled at us. I got a fat book with many stories. My brother got a book with many pictures. We ran home to our grandfather. We climbed on his bed. He put his arm around us and then we read and read and read. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Amrika Kumari. My story name is Made in Surprise. May don't have surprise, you can fit them if you look well softly thought the velvet grass and listen by the brook. You may see a butterfly rest upon a buttercup and unfold its drinking tray to sip the nectar up. You may secure a rabbit who is sitting very still. Thought at first you may not see him, when to hopes you will. A decline was fizzy, it was golden days ago, has turned to early prussians that falter when you blow. Thank you.
Hello everyone, my name is Meenakshi Shau and let's start my reading. My story name Prince Siddharth. Long ago, a boy named Siddharth was playing in a garden with his friends. Suddenly he saw a swan falling on the ground. An arrow had pierced its neck. It was crying in pain. Siddharth picked up the saw. He pulled out the arrow and dressed its rounds. He saved the seventh life soon after. His cousin Devdutt came running to him and said proudly, "This servant is mine. I should shout it down. Give it to me." Siddharth replied, "You have almost killed the servant. I had saved its life, so it is mine."
My bed is like a little boat floating out to sea, and now it's like an island with a coconut tree. My bed is like a wrecking car rocking in a wreck, and now it's like a rocket racing into spike. My bed is like a diving done deep, and now my bed is just a bed because I am fast asleep. Thank you.
Hi guys, today I read a story and my story name is Bamboo Curry. One day the mother-in-law of a Santhal bridegroom cooked a special dish for him when he visited her. "This curry is delicious. What is it?" The mother-in-law pointed at the bamboo door. Next morning, just as he was about to leave, he remembered that there was no bamboo in his village. So he removed the bamboo door and carrying it with him left for him home. "Oh, reaching his village, he told his wife, "Make curry with this bamboo door." She was shocked. "How can I make curry out of a bamboo door?" "Come, I will help you by chopping up the bamboo," he said. His wife boiled it and boiled it. Later, when her husband tasted it, he said, "It's too hard to eat. You don't know how to cook." His wife added more water and boiled it and boiled it. "It's still too hard. I can't eat it." The in-laws come to visit the young couple that evening. They all laughed at
his fullness. The mother-in-law said, "Did not you know the curry was made from bamboo shoot and not bamboo door?" Thank you.
Everyone, my name is Anjali Shah. When the Kanyakumari Express pulled in at Chennai Central, it took Velu some time to get off. When he finally stood on a platform, his leg felt wobbly, as if he was still on a moving train. "Oh, out of the way!" a porter went by with a loaded trolley. Velu jumped aside. He sat on a bench on the platform, putting his small bundle down. In all his 11 years, he had never seen so many people, except once a year at the fair in his village. People walked by, bumping into him with their suitcase. A voice announced something on a louder. Near him, a group of people sat on their language, looking at a TV hanging from the roof. The noise was treble.